Hey, it's me, Jazzy. Months ago, I actually checked every single mod for Baldur's Gate 3 up until patch 7. I did not check anything post it, because that's the whole point. We're making a snapshot of how the modding community used to be before the advent of the modding tools. However, the script is very long, so I'm taking my time editing it all out. We've already checked all the races, appearance, classes, and Bunga Banana's f***ing weird mods, as well as spells. Now, this isn't going to be a mod review channel long term, just to be clear, but do like and subscribe if you like the cut of my jib. Let's get to it. Equipment. Let's talk about the veritable endless armory of equipment mods out there. Weapons and armors all. There are a lot I want to showcase, so I'm going to be light on the details. I'll mention cool new effects they might have, but if they aren't too different from what's already on the game, we'll just move right along. First up, guns. I've done an entire video about guns already, so let's go over the weapons I used on that video. Remington 870, MP5 SMG, Winchester 1894 Cowboy Rifle, Colt Carabine M4, Kar 98K, Glock 19 Gun Mod, Barrett M82 Sniper Rifle, and the best one, the RPG-7 Rocket Launcher. And finally, if you want guns that are more set and appropriate, we have gun blades for the weebs. It honestly looks really awkward due to the animations and all, so not a perfect realization of the gunblade fantasy, but it's an honest attempt. Our next lore-accurate option is Dwarven Weaponry, which is the best gun mod in this list in my humblicious opinion. The versions of the gun of high rarity aren't just clones of the common one but with better stats, but actually new items with new theming, enchantments, and even models. Like the cold version that has a cold spell and a cooler model. Cold, cooler, okay. So it's fantasy themed, the different versions are unique, and the models are super cool and fit with the game. Definitely my favorite. I know there's a lot of weebs in this community, so here's a gift for you. 3 mods that let you roleplay as a samurai. For your battle armor, we have the Land of Reed Samurai Armor, which is actually designed as to be placed over your armor, which I f***ing love. It's very much reminiscent to me of Fallout's modular armor system. It looks good and it's very creatively implemented. For the samurai's weapon of choice, we have the Shadow Weaver Katana, which is a cool, simple katana, and also the worst mod to download I've ever seen on the Nexus. It has like a ton of download choices for different versions of this weapon and of other weapons, not just the katana, and it's really f***ing annoying figuring out what is what when the titles and their descriptions are so very unhelpful. You have to keep going from the images to the descriptions of the files to figure out what is what. Anyways, for something more laid back, we have the Ronin Straw Hat, for the mysterious dashing rogues wandering the land without a master and a lot of trauma. You know, these mods make me want to make Samurai Jack so much. I desperately want a White Kimono mod. You know what's not cool? Unique items that don't have unique models. Unique Sword of Chaos does what it says for the item it says. Unique models, unique icons, and uniquely cool. Talking about weapons that used to be on Baldur's Gate 2, do you miss the Robe of Vecna? No? Too specific a reference to mention? Agreed. Still, this mod author is on it. The effects of this Robe of Vecna obviously aren't a one-to-one translation from BG2 because that was a 2nd edition game, but still, the mod does keep the quick spell casting and magic resistance ideas that the original item had, and translates it as best as it can to the 5e system. It is a very powerful item. As a consequence, it allows you to cast spells with a bonus action instead of an action. Sadly, it is one of those items that aren't actually integrated in the game world, and you just have to buy it from the Grove Merchant or get it from the tutorial chest, which is not great for such a powerful item, but then again, it's broken by design, so whatever. Goblin fashion is in with goblin armors, which makes all the goblin outfits in the game fit and be accessible to the player as legitimate equipment with stats and all that. What I really like about it is that there are 2 versions of the equipment, a common one and a rare one. And the difference is not that the rare one is better, but also that it has pants. The better item has pants. I love that. This one's simple. Saravok's set adds his awesome armor as equipment to the player. It looks so good and it's so nostalgic. F***ing A. You know, the Iron Flask you acquire from the Zentering quest is such a cool item. Imagine if you could use it to trap other things just like they used it to trap that spectator. You know, kind of like a Pokeball? Yeah, we're just gonna have to keep imagining that, because the mod that does that wasn't working for me. It's a shame because it'd be very lore accurate and the most D&D thing ever. It was supposed to allow you to trap any NPC you threw the Iron Flask at, and then get them out as an ally later. But no matter how many times you threw it, it just didn't work. Useful music instruments and Deacon Scale Singer is an awesome mod for a number of reasons. First, it actually places the items in the game, so you do have to find them, which I appreciate instead of just being given extremely powerful items in exchange for nothing. Number 2, it's a great concept. The mod adds magical musical instruments that come with enchantments that allow you to cast spells. Most of the spells are stuff you already know from the game, but some are new summons. Very peculiar ones, like we have Styx from the video game series Styx! And he does stuff, he jumps, he sneaks, you know, just like the actual snake. Styx! What? There's also a cool dryad that can summon her boyfriend or whatever. Like, these are really good. And also, of course, there's our very own Deacon Scale Singer. Like, it's such a cool idea having a goblin war drum that summons the goblin chief when you beat on it. And finally, reason number 3, again, it has Deacon. Look at him, it's our boy! Elven weaponry, Phoenix and Valkyrie, is another great set of armors. Not only do they look unique and really good, the way you acquire them is very different. You start off with a common set, but the rare version you are actually going to have to find yourself, while the legendary version you actually have to craft yourself with Susser and Adamantine. I think this is the only item mod that I've seen that uses the crafting mechanic. It's really clever. Besides, they also look really good. And also as a bonus, we get warrior panties. I don't know what's the difference between that and normal panties. Okay, so you decided to be a Sally Knight. Well, you're going to need armor of a moon team to rep your goddess. Enter Sailor Moon. Churro. Or I guess you could use this if you want to like roleplay a Inuyasha type situation. There are other options for uniforms too. Sailor Fuku V Chu and Seifu. So pick your poison. Now this is a very simple mod, but as a League lore enthusiast, I couldn't not mention it. What the fuck? That's not how you word that. Ash's bow adds the War Mother's legendary bow that may or may not have belonged to Avarosa. I will say though, it is a bit disappointing that there was no attempt to change the bow's model at all. Like, they could have at least made it blue. But alas, I still appreciate that they have replicated Ash's skills with the enchantments in the bow. Her hawk ability, the cold damage, slow per attack, etc. Quick question. What are those? No, seriously, what are those? They aren't supposed to be black like that. If you are a FromSoft fan, we have some items from their games here. First off, we have Moonlight Greatsword and Ludwig's Holy Blade, which adds the two weapons. The Moonlight Greatsword is appropriately great, and has some intricate designs on the blade, and does stuff that I think might be the things that the blade does in the games. I don't remember, it has been a long time. And Ludwig's Holy Blade is very cool. It's a very cool longsword. We also have the greatest and most iconic weapon from Bloodborne, the trick weapon, the Soul Cleaver, in both of its forms. All separate items, but still. And for the more recent stuff, we have Let Me Solo Her's Swords and Armor from Elden Ring. Yes, the iconic guy that helped a bunch of Elden Ring scrubs defeat a boss is here in the game. You can roleplay as him, and great. I love that for everyone. I did not like Elden Ring a lot, because it was just Dark Souls open world, but come at me in the comments, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. The absolute adversaries are good, but the threat of the absolute is too big. We need the best, the OGs, the Fellowship of the Ring! We've got Merry, we've got Pippin, we've got Boromir, we've got Frodo, we've got Legolas, we've got Gimli, we have Aragorn, and we have Gandalf, and we have Samwise! Also, this is just a save file, not a mod, which I got to set up the actual next mod, which adds their iconic equipment. Well, two of them. We have Antiril, and the One Ring, which, as it should, makes you go invisible, and lets you stay invisible, no matter what. You know, without the downside of Sauron seeing and coming for your ass, it's hilariously broken. Moving out from the set inappropriate stuff, we have a Halo combo. A full set of Master Chief Spartan armor, which only works in the strong male body, sadly and stupidly. Still, despite how out of place it looks really intimidating. That might just be the blood in it though. Kinda looks like Doom Guy like that actually. This mod also comes with the This mod also comes with the MA5C assault rifle, so add another gun to the arsenal. The second part of this combo is the energy sword, which looks kind of awkward with the animation, how it just kind of looks like plastic, but still cool. So grab these and be transported back to the days of yore, where you tell strangers in a magic box about how much you enjoyed betting their mothers. Still on the topic of badasses and mods that combo, let's go back to a medieval setting with Berserk. One mod for Guts Berserker armor, and another for his massive ridiculously fun sword. The armor has several variations, particularly for the helmet, which can be open, closed, and have the cool beast eyes. The only iffy part of it is that it does kind of look plasticky due to the texture and the material of it. It's too matte, not enough reflectiveness. Now, the sword is as ridiculous as it should be, but it does make things awkward, but, you know, the look wouldn't be complete without it. Alternatively, if you still want a badass as bad as sword that's more regularly sized, Baldur's Gate 3 now features Dante's Rebellion sword from the Devil May Cry series. The sword looks great and is sure to make that little shit Raphael weep for the first time because of something other than theater. Coming up next, we have— oh god, what the is that? Alright, real quick, there's another item that I almost forgot to talk about. The Blades of Chaos from Kratos from God of War. They are here, and they look pretty cool, and there's 2 of them. There's not much else to them, but I nearly forgot to include them in the video, and I'm doing this so late. The video's gonna come out today. Holy sh**. Once upon a time, a legendary man once put on a pair of sunglasses that awakened his true form. And he said of the glasses, it just works. Be like that man and ask the most important question: who's laughing now? But if that eyewear is a bit too gaudy for you, you can get the Deal With It sunglasses instead. By the way, neither of these 2 are actual equipment. They're accessory items that you need to put in with character creation, or in the magic mirror. I just put them here before I realized that, and I forgot to do them on the actual video where I talk about character customization stuff, so, you know. From lands beyond my realm of understanding comes the Master Sword. It looks like a plastic toy, the kind of ones I had as a kid, but hey, if it does something to tickle you, then it's all good, man. I haven't played a lot of Zelda, so this does nothing for me. Companions, get ready to be hot for teacher. The professor's suit is a modern outfit that does not fit the game, but who cares when you don't have a shirt underneath? It is also dyeable, so you can serve cunt and death in whatever colors you choose. Truth, justice, and the American way is another guy's catchphrase, but this guy would probably agree. Captain America's shield not only looks great, it also has some great enchantments, like Faerun's Ass, which gives advantage on persuasion checks, On Thou Left, which increases your jump distance and movement speed, I Can Do This Per Short Rest, which gets you back to 5 HP if you're dropped to 0, and of course, the one enchantment that makes this item broken because every item needs to have the one thing that makes it stupid, the Super Soldier 5e, which gives you resistance to a bunch of shit. Regardless, I love the dash forward, the shield stance, and the other stuff that the shield does, which really makes you feel like you're using Cap's fighting style. This next item belonged to a person of legendary status, a hero whose feats are too many to count, someone righteous beyond measure. This is Mario! If you feel like committing war crimes and being whispered to by dark entities of old, then traveling to the north, killing your friends, then traveling back home, and killing your dad and allies, then there's something wrong with you. Anyway, unrelated, here's Frostmourne, the weapon whose lore became slowly worse over time and nigh incomprehensible with all the retcons and reframing. But pay that no mind and only think of the power it affords you. And that cool-ass Wrath of the Lich King cinematic. I mean, look at him, so cool. You wanna be like him, right? I really do like that they echoed Arta's paladin background and gave the item Frigid's Might. It also comes in 2 variations, one-hander or a two-hander. Call 1-800 and grab your Undead Frostword now. This next set of items comes from a place of deep meditation regarding existentialism and the struggle of people devoid of nature's primary drives. Also a deeply horny place, which sometimes feels like the only thing people really remember about that game. Anyway, we have Chewbie's outfit and her weapons. And also, her body even as equipment. Pardon the blood, I was testing stuff on Asterion, and now I'm like this forever. Put these on and ponder life and its meanings in style. You know, Dungeons & Dragons are great and all, but what about knights and dames and princes? Let's look at some mods that go deep with the classic medieval core aesthetic. First, we have the Black Knight armor for all the edgy, forlorn and tortured knights that rebuke the kindly and chivalrous aspect of the archetype. And for those who think it's just a flesh wound. To go with it, you can also grab the Oathbreaker plumed helmet, because, let's be honest, when you saw the stupid sexy Oathbreaker with his stupid sexy armor, you wanted it immediately, right? Am I projecting? That said, the fact that the OG helmet lacks the plume is, come on people, respect the classics. Knights and dames. Armor to be donned by the noble, the valiant, and the wicked. Knights and dames, 12 armor pieces, alternates don't count. How dost thou obtain? Armor stored in the chest, the tutorial chest, and can be purchased from the merchants. By whom may this be donned? 'Tis garb fit for all, said a gnome that wore a dragonborn's chest piece after winning it in a game of hopscotch.
How fair is its performance! Taken out of the hands of she who forged it, the armor has been disenchanted. 'Tis the embodiment of sufficient, but there is always transmoggen hands. Thank the gods for transmoggen hands, said the poor sort of a blacksmith that gave it stats. These once belonged to the Dame F.U.N, Ziveth Henrietta, and has now passed into thy possession. May it serve thee faithfully on thy path. But wait! Wouldst thou allow the suggestion of a parlor of complimentary mods before thine departure?
I love this mod. That description is so good. Did you think God's sword was all we had to offer for you size queens and kings and monarchs? Well, think twice. We also have the Hammer of the Absolute. Because when you have a big-ass hammer, everything's a nail.
This thing that we call failure is not the falling down, but the staying down. Mary Pickford.
Slower friendly, I guess. Not enough big hammers in this game, so, you know, it's me approved.
Oh, it happened again. Keep on trying, don't let it get to you.
Okay, so we had a nice serving with the professor's outfit, but it's time to serve a whole f***ing banquet. You know who serves death, misery, and spiders? Loaf. Loaf does. I guess cunt too, but mostly the other things. Still, here's a priestess of loaf attire. Look how dark, how spidery, how flowy it is. Definitely given mother, as in brutal matriarchy. Orin also serves blood and pain, but also cunt. This mother identified that and decided to make some new versions of Orin's outfit that are less, how do I put it, wet, meaty? And more ethically sourced and showy. Let's be honest, darling, there is just not enough stockings in Faerun, which is a missed opportunity considering the incredible rare materials the realms have to offer. But one brave mother has zeroed in on this issue and produced the scaled stockings. Now you can feel just as powerful as a dragon, and just as sexy, while wearing the skin of the realm's most dangerous beasts. That's right, those are dragon scales. Don't pay attention to the fact that they're metallic. No good dragons were harmed in the making of these. There is no path more lonely than the path to serving. So bring your companion with you with the Asterian corset set. Get that bitch inside that tight suffocating contraption and serve together all the way to the gate. The gate. I love how Real says the gate. He says it very specific. The gate. The gate. Alright, that's it. I'll see you later.
Step back. We'll not tolerate drow in here.
Don't worry, we're here to save the day. Also because it's someone's birthday. No! Not in the lava! No! Bitch!
That's that.